Hey everybody. So I wanted to jump on here and be a little vulnerable with you guys and show you my craft space, my art space as I call it. I live in a 2-bedroom, small duplex, but the way my house is designed, my living room is really long, and so the back half of my living room is my craft space. Works out really well. So, anyways, I thought I would come on here and give you guys a little tour of my setup, and how things are arranged and how I function, and so you can kind of get an idea of my little creative space. So, I'm going to start by, you're going to have to ignore the mess, but I'm going to start by coming over here and turning on the living room light, which unfortunately doesn't do much for light, but this is my craft space in the corner of my living room. So my living room starts, where are you at? Starts right here. So yeah, this is the back half of my living room space. So you can see I have a bookcase here full of goodies. This table is a huge table. My dad built it, actually. When I had an art store, I had an art store 2016 through 2018. We had a art supply store, a huge studio. We had 4 of these tables, big tables. They're wood with stainless steel tops. We had 4 of them in the studio. And then we had a small gallery off to the side. So we had a huge space. I had to close it in 2018 and move back, quote unquote, home to help take care of my dad. So that table is very sentimental to me. My dad made it. He has since passed. He's been a cabinet maker all my life. So, but when I moved and closed the store, I was like, I'm keeping that table. We had 4 of them. I have 2 of them. One is here with me. We squeezed it into this apartment. The other one is at my mom's house out in my dad's shop, and my daughter, uses it for her creativity. So that's the story behind my big table. As you can see, it's pretty big. I want to say it's 6 by 4, maybe. It has a shelf on the bottom, and all sorts of stuff is piled up under there that I don't use very often. I've kind of morphed over. There is some paintings that are in progress. We have paintings that we start and we don't finish. That's what those are. I've kind of bled over into the floor. It's a box of books. That's a box of 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. That is a box of books and stuff that are cat and dog themed for journals. This is my scraps of cardboard. So let's start over here. Ignore my dirty floor. I've been busy. So this is what is this called? This is my stash. It's kind of organized, but not really. We'll kind of start up top. There's a box of maps. There's a box of music stuff. This is full of greeting cards. This is full of napkins of all sorts. There's a jar of wire back behind there. There's some cool tickets and some grassy, ferny stuff. Washi. This has some interesting thread and tulle and weird stuff, fiber stuff in it. I don't use it very often. There's my grass and leaves. That's full of stickers. This is full of my wooden stamps. This is my little ephemera stash that I made for Mass Make March. Wood and chipboard stuff, randomness stuff. This is full of playing cards of all different sizes, shapes, colors, backgrounds, all that good stuff. This is another box of randomness. I have these two guys back here that I've held on forever. They're metal door plates. I love them. One of these days I'm going to put them on the cover of a journal. This is my inks pads that I've just recently got. Very small tub. Metallic paints. These are little bits and bobs. More little bits and bobs. My black and white numbers that I just recently got. There is a stash of little, some of them are stickers, some of them are just vellum pieces. You can get them at like Temu and all those little crafty places. This is full of postcards and different cards. This is a stash of Echo dyed, I'm not going to say cards, but they're like 4x4 cards. So yeah, postcards and cards of the such that are not playing cards. A box full of envelopes, weird and random. A box full of cards. These are bits and bobs, metal bits and bobs mostly, charms and such. This is one of the different colored containers full of different bits and bobs. Paper, paint pages, and I have so much Asian stuff that it got its own drawer. I don't know why, don't ask. Bits and bobs, bigger bits and bobs. That's my thing of beads. That is tassels and other weird random stuff. We have buttons. These two right here are bits and bobs, charms. A drawer for shaker card stuff, and a drawer for punches. These are, get all 4 of them in here. So these are 12, yeah, 3 times 4, 12 drawers of colored scraps. Used to, they were in this, but I've downsized to this. Where'd they go? This. Paper bag, more artsy stuff back there in the corner that I don't really use much. This is little notepads and stuff, index cards, things like that that I can use in my journals. There are book covers here. Books that I've already dismantled, those are just covers. There, where are we at? This bottom shelf here is full of books that I'm working on, per se. And then this is full of vintage stuff. Letters and envelopes and handwritten stuff. This is markers and paint and envelopes and packing stuff. More books. Like I said, these 2 bookshelves are books that I want to do or I'm working on. So that kind of covers all of that. We come over here, we have, where is it at? Words and letters, and that's just like snippets, but words and letter snippets. There's a couple of books that I can chop up that have words and snippets. Snippets, just random snippets. This is my tray that I do a lot of my dyeing in. These 2, this one is full of different ribbons that I dismantled one of those rugs. I don't know if y'all have seen them. The different colored corded rugs. And if you dismantle them, you'll have all these strips of almost like sari silk fabric. So that's what these are. And then this is a couple of different journals in Ziploc bags that I've started. This is my big bag of stencils. And we come down here. As you can see, that's trim and fabric scraps and ribbon and lace and doilies, all in tubs. These tubs I haven't labeled yet, but they are the journals I'm actively collecting stuff for. So I have my farm, Raggedy Ann and Andy, my bugs, mermaids and ocean, Peter Pan, Alice in Wonderland, Wizard of Oz, and this is a book called The Elegant Elephant. So I'm kind of playing around with the idea for that one. So that's that. All the different journals that I'm collecting for. That is my wonderful little sewing machine, newest addition to my craziness. In the tubs next to it, a bunch of randomness. The first drawer is tools. Where are you at? The first drawer is tools. This is my sewing stuff. I think this may be empty. That is empty. I'm gonna have to find something to put there. What is this? Oh, this is my appliques. I need to label these drawers. Sure, I was wondering where they went. These are all my appliques. We have fiber, which is strings and such. Vintage photos. Full. I need to condense that. Words and multicolor. That's words are just like magazine snippets and all that of words. Bigger than my little snippets. And then multicolor is multicolored scrapbook that doesn't fit in my individual colors. So then you have, here's my inspiration board. Lots of craziness going on there. That's kind of bled over to the side of my shelf. So this top shelf is this, the front part of it. Let me see if I can find, yeah, this part of it is journals and all that I've, art journals mostly, that I've done. And then it gets into books, what are they called? Like, I don't want to call them lesson books, but they're books like on collage and on making books and things like that. Learning books. These 4 tubs here are collage material, buildings and outdoor, plants and animals, book pages, and people, food, and things. Used to have a bunch of those tubs all up and down here because I used to only do collage. That is my working tool area space. My lovely little show and tell area. Back there is a box full of bigger scraps. Down here is a square 12 by 12 box of more stickers, bigger scrapbook sheet stickers. This box is filled with Ziploc bags of books that I've dismantled and harvested images. I keep them in separate Ziploc bags. So let's see here. Kind of go down below. There's my trash bin. There's 8.5 by 11 paper, colored paper, lined paper, and all that for journals. You can see down here, I'm just giving y'all a full tour. That is some scrapbooking paper and kits. Why is it out of focus? Box full of magazines, and then box full of folders. And then this is a journal bin that I'm working in. Box full of big picture books back there, and then some randomness here. This was my, I've got to dismantle this and regroup it. This was my Mass Make March working bin. So you have the divider for 31 days, and I had, stuff that I was going to work on each day in there. That's my little to-go tote. Anytime I go to any workshops or do anything like that, I fill it with all my goodies, my favorite scissors, my favorite glue, things like that. And yeah, it's collaged an old suitcase. And works great. This is a tub of big scraps, and then we're back to, you know, what I just said. So, there's old books back there. There's some book guts that I haven't decided what to do with yet. So yeah, that's kind of my creative space. In my back room down the hall, I have a whole full bookcase, probably as tall as this guy, that is full of books that I can do whatever with. Chop them up, use the covers, whatever. So, there you have it. That is my creative space. I wanted to, share with you guys where the magic happens. So, it's not really a big tour because it's such a small space, but yeah, I wanted to kind of show you what I'm working with. So there you have it. I will end this here, and I will see you guys again soon. Thanks for joining in my creative chaos corner. How's that?